Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 17 of the Son of Man podcast. I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. I hope that is going well. And in today's episode, I'm probably going to keep it real short. I've been thinking a lot about productivity, and I've been thinking about it. I've been doing some research, not some research, but I've been doing some tests and stuff that I'll talk about soon about it. And I want to share two things that I have found have been real helpful for me. When it comes to being productive at home, because obviously I also have a job that I have to go to. I have a clock in and a clock out time that I just have to go to, and that's fine, it is what it is. I also go to university, which has deadlines, and that is, I just got to hand stuff in before the deadline. But when it comes to working on my business here at home, especially after like an 8-hour shift and study to do and church things to be at, it can be sometimes hard to find the motivation to actually stick in and just get some work done. And so I've been doing a lot of thinking about productivity recently, and the test I was talking about at the start of this episode was actually what I'm doing is at the end of every day I'm evaluating how productive I was that day on a scale of 1 to 10, and I have all these factors that I've got labeled in an Excel spreadsheet. So stuff like the amount of hours of sleep I'm getting, the quality of that sleep, if I'm exercising or not, what I do in the car ride home from work to home, where I would then start my day working on business stuff. And also I forgot what I said. Maybe diet's the one I missed. But basically I'm evaluating my productivity for each day, and then putting that under those certain factors. And then at the end I'm going to average out what my average productivity per day is, and then also how each of those factors affect it. So for example, if I eat healthy, I have a 14% average higher productivity on that day. And I'm basically going through all these different factors and seeing how that affects because it's kind of obvious, the more sleep you get and the better you eat, the more productive you should be. But I also want to see at what point. So how many hours do I actually need to make a big jump in productivity? For example, if going from 5 to 6 is massive, but then maybe going from 7 to 8 isn't so big, then maybe I can get away with getting 7 hours of sleep. Or if exercising doesn't actually make that much of a difference to productivity, it might just be a bit of a waste of time, and I can focus more on eating healthy side, and then actually instead of focusing on doing a 1 or 2 hour workout every single day. So I'm just doing a bit of research. I'm going to be evaluating that every day for the next 8 weeks. I'll get back to you guys on how that goes and anything interesting I find. But anyway, without further ado, let's go into the two things I want to talk about in this episode. So the first quick tip I have to increasing your productivity is actually putting a time limit on how long it takes to do things. For example, there's some things that I absolutely hate doing when it comes to running the business. There's just things that are super tedious, super repetitive that I don't like doing. And often what I notice is I kind of just drag them on. I get distracted. I look for other things to get to do and get distracted by while I'm doing these tasks. The first thing that comes to my head when thinking about that is probably scheduling all the content for Instagram. That probably takes longer than it should, just because I'm so out of it. I hate doing it. I try post a lot of content on Instagram. At the moment I'm probably posting about 5 times a day, and first I need to make all that content and then schedule it and come up with all the captions, and so that takes a good portion of the day, and so what I do now is break it up into each of those different parts. So cool, sweet, I need to get these photos made and edited within the next half hour or 1 hour or whatever it is, and put a time limit, and actually put a timer on your phone, and you can see the countdown on how long left you have to do it. And even if you just put even a pretty realistic amount, I find it really motivating to actually get it done in that time. And just breaking your task up into smaller chunks and saying, cool, I need to get this done in this many minutes. And whenever I do that, I find I just get on with it, and I don't look for distractions. I don't get distracted. I just focus on completing the task. And then also with doing that, it can be quite hard work. So you want to make sure you get time for your breaks, and you want to schedule your breaks in your 15, 30 minutes, whatever it is. And because that gives you time for your body to just rest and relax a little bit. And actually scheduling your breaks is also really important as well, because I noticed if I just go get food and start watching some Netflix, that's me for the next hour or two, I'm not doing nothing, and then I feel super unproductive. So actually saying, cool, I'm gonna have some time off, I'm gonna eat some food, I'm gonna watch an episode on Netflix, and just putting a time limit. So sweet, I got half an hour. When half an hour is up, you can even put an alarm on your phone again, and once that time's up, it's back to work, instead of just being alright, cool, I'm gonna have a rest and I'll get back to work whenever I get back to work. So anyway, that's the first tip out of my 2 tips I'm going to talk about today. And the second quick tip I have is going to be probably even quicker, is to, there's a lot of names for it, but it's basically doing the thing that you hate the most first. And so I don't know what that is for you, but it's usually the thing for me that takes the longest, or the thing I'm just dreading the most. That's the thing I do at the or after my morning routine. That's like the very first thing I do. And that's one of the things I'm testing with my productivity little test I'm doing. I'm going to see how that affects my productivity, so I can actually give you some data on that later on. But I feel like when I get those really crappy things out of the way first thing in the morning, I think that's going to lead to a big increase in productivity. So anyway, guys, those are my 2 little quick tips I have for your productivity. If you have any thoughts or questions, make sure to send me an email at sonofmanskate@gmail.com. You can check out all my links through the show notes below, the Instagram and the Son of Man store. We've got some new products coming out soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And also Black Friday is coming, so stay tuned for that as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you got some value out of it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.